This is Copperhead Strike at Carowinds in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is one of my favorite roller coasters in the southeast. This is my favorite, actually. Or no, Fury is across the midway. What am I thinking? But this, you start out of the station with a JoJo roll, which is very cool. It provides great hang time. You go into your launch bar, and if they did that with Mystic Timbers, it would have been so much better. That's all I'm saying. But you go into a vertical loop, or a cloth hold loop, sorry. You go through your corkscrew. Then you go into a turnaround, which leads you into your second launch, and into a cutback, or an inverted top hat. Y'all can fight about that, not me. This overbank right here provides really good whip, and the vertical loop's really cool. You don't even realize there's a piece of track going through that second loop. You hit the single dive, which is my favorite part, and you go into a very snappy transition. Then you go into one of my favorite parts of the ride, the bunny hill at the very end. It provides really good ejector airtime. And this JoJo roll is actually really fun because you can just listen to people just start screaming. Their phones fall out of their pockets. So hilarious. This is a really nice roller coaster. This is definitely the best themed roller coaster in this park. Is it the best roller coaster in this park? No. I still say Afterburn's better than Copperhead Strike. There's a lot of debate about that. Fury's obviously the best ride in this park, but it's fine. Copperhead Strike it is 52 inches instead of 54, so that was kind of weird to me. It also, one thing about this is that it actually, there's something here that I really want, but we'll probably never get at a Cedar Fair park. Well, we might, is a single rider line. They have the perfect space in the queue. Like, come on, y'all. It's 8-car trains, or it's 4 cars with there's 16 seats in total, so 16 riders per train. There's 2 trains that they run because the third one is in pieces. So that's one thing. This definitely has a shake to it. Train 1 is not too bad, or train 2 is not so bad. Train 1 is very shaky, very shaky. So it gets kind of painful after a while, and the lap bar does come down farther on your lap, and it gets painful sometimes. But I usually ride this twice, and then I move on, and then I come back for 4 rides come back for as many rides as I can get at the very end of the day, when there's no line at all. This is in a pretty weird location in the park. It's in the very, very back of the park. The water park is right next to it, and it's very kind of restricted almost, but there's Country Kitchen. It's right in the county fair section. It's in Blue Ridge Junction, right next to Aeronautica Landing, and county fair. So that's one thing. The water park is directly next to it, and it's in the very back of the ride is literally the parking lot. This occupies where some of Thunder Road was, and where Powder Keg Riverboat, or whatever it was called. It was a raft ride that got removed in 2014, sometime around there. That used to sit here. Copperhead occupies that land, which I'm not mad about. I mean, I didn't even ride Thunder Road because it was it got removed in 2015. I was 4, and I don't think I went to a theme park then. But this has one of my favorite ejector hills on a roller coaster made by Mack. Might be the best made by Mack. This was over $30 million, and the reason was the track was made in Germany. It had to be shipped across the ocean, so that's why it opened in 2019 March 23rd, 2019. I'm assuming that was the opening day of Carowinds that year. I didn't go in 2019. The first time I ever rode Copperhead Strike was in 2020, the very end of 2020. So, one of the best parts about this roller coaster is the last ejector bunny hill at the very end. Let me just say, this has a very weird, loose article policy. You can't bring anything with you, but if you do, you have to ride with it. So there's lockers which are $4 for 2 hours, but there's a nice little couple bushes behind the sign if you want to stash your bags back there. Don't tell anybody that I said that though. So if you want to do that, you can do it. It's right next to Electrospin and the I forgot the swings. I keep forgetting what the the model is. There's the boomerang right next to it, and Afterburn is a little ways next to it, up in towards the south gate that they don't use anymore. But this is right, it's kind of like jammed into one area, but it's also a lot of space at the same time. They have 2 trains that they run, so capacity's not that great, because like an hour wait that you're looking at is both of the switchbacks filled up. 3 switchbacks is like an hour and a half, and then to the entrance you're looking at 2 hours. But usually it's just a station or a stairway, and if it's not a stairway and it's the switchbacks, the bottom, that cattle pin's usually like 25 minutes usually. It should have gotten a being. Yeah, well, it's fine. It's just the capacity's not good with Mack coasters, really. Especially launch coasters are weird because they're like that. But this is also one of the coolest but yet weirdest themes. It's themed. I know what it's themed to. It's themed to Granny's Jam in the mountains. You used to keep people away, you'd use snakes. That's basically the rundown of it. For Granny's Jam. There's a shed in the queue with all of Granny's stuff. There's a doghouse, which is kind of weird. But that about wraps it up for Copperhead Strike at Carowinds in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm going to give this an 8.5. There's a couple things that could have changed, but there's also, this ride's really great fit, because everybody's like, they need a launch coaster. Like, they had a launch coaster, but it left in 1988, so, White Lightning. So they were marketing this as Carolina's first ever double launch coaster. But that's it. More to see here from Coaster Stuff. Goodbye.